All right, real talk. I think today we are going to answer a question that some people might have but are afraid to say out loud. But I'm going to say it. Can turtle wax still clean a car? Let's find out. Because let's be honest, turtle wax is a brand that has been around for a long time. I mean, your uncles used it, your grandpas used it, your dads used it, your dads probably used it with your grandpas. Heck, your aunts and your grandmas probably used it. In fact, somebody probably spilled a bottle of turtle wax in the garage in like 1994. But just because it's a older brand, does that mean it's outdated? Well, that's what we're going to find out. Okay, so here's the thing. This kit is not marketed for the professional. I mean, let's be honest. You're not going to show up to a paint correction job, $1,000 with a turtle wax kit, right? That's just not plausible. However, we do know that a kit like this is clearly aimed at your weekend warrior, your enthusiast, someone who just wants to take care of their car. And you can pick it up from Walmart. Heck, this kit right here comes with a zip wax, wash and wax and dry spray wax, wet and black tire shine, and an interior and glass cleaner. And guess how much? $12.88. Now, I am going to tell you that there was one thing, maybe two things I thought were missing, so I purchased those separately. A wheel and tire. And I also picked this up, which is called Max Power by Turtle Wax. So this is a soap that actually increases its power by way of what you need it for. So you can do a light clean, you can do a medium clean, or you can do a most aggressive clean. Now, the most aggressive clean on this can also take care of brake dust and wheels and tires, it says. However, it says that it can do that at a whopping 9 ounces per 300 milliliters. That seemed like a little much to me, which is why I purchased the wheel and tire. So together, this kit comes out to about 25 bucks if you include a wheel and tire and a stronger shampoo, which I'm going to need for my vehicle today. So let's put this to the test and see, does turtle wax still do the job? Okay, so I have my bucket here ready to go. This is their car wash and wax, and it says to use 1 ounce of this car wash and wax in a bucket. Obviously, do not wash in direct sunlight. This is supposed to gently wash away dirt and road grime without scratching, enriched with carnauba wax for enhanced shine, blended with powerfully fresh fragrances, and safe for all car, motorcycle, and boat finishes. So wash and wax. Now, I usually don't prefer a wash and wax because when I wash my car, I don't really want my soap to leave me with any protection. I have other products for that. However, just wanting to clean my car for the weekend for my nice Sunday ride, something that's going to gloss up my car a little bit isn't the worst. So let's see how she works. We're going to get her going in the bucket. To get started, I am going to use this Max Power car wash. It says there's 3 levels of cleaning, which is kind of cool. So there's moderate, which is 3 ounces, and that removes dirt and grime. I'll put it on the screen so you guys can read it as well. Aggressive removes bugs, mud, and salt with 6 ounces, and this is per a little more water each time. So 3 ounces for moderate to 100 mils, 6 ounces to 200 mils for aggressive, and then extreme, which it says it removes brake dust and sap at 9 ounces per 300 mils of water. So looking on the back here, it is meant for the bucket, but it does say you can use a foam sprayer. In a foam sprayer, it says to pour it in the device undiluted. I'm going to use a foam cannon because I want to do a pre-wash using this. And not sure if I would be right or wrong, but I'm going to just do it at a 1 to 10 dilution, and I'm going to see what kind of cleaning power we get. It doesn't necessarily say that you could use it in a foam cannon, but we're going to play today because why not? So I have it mixed up. Let's see what it does. Okay, so we're going to start at a 1 to 10 dilution. I have a feeling I'm going to need to add a little more product. I just kind of wanted to see what it would do at a 1 to 10 in a foam cannon, so let's see. So it's not heavy foam at 1 to 10. I figured I need a little bit more than that, but I mean, it is sticking to the car. Sometimes thicker foam, I mean in the summer, thicker foam is good because there's more dwell time, but the thickness of foam doesn't always give you the cleaning power. So we're gonna see what this does. Okay, there is still a ton of road film that absolutely, can you see that? Did not take off. There was still some stuck on bugs here. I used a foamer, or I'm going to use a foamer. I followed directions and I just put it in the foamer straight. I'm gonna let it dwell on these bugs here. Let's spray this. It is a wheel and tire. And let's clean our wheel. The problem I have with these is I end up using too much. Easy to do, especially when it's just RTU. But you definitely get some good browning there. I'm not mad at it. Definitely not mad at it. Come in with the contact wash. There are still some, see if I can move in there, still some definite pieces here. Looks like a little bit of tar, but I do feel confident that for the most part, this car has the initial, caked on layer. Again, there is still some traffic film. This is a wash and wax. I'm not sure, how much work this soap is going to do, but we are going to find out. So. Now we're gonna come in with Turtle Wax, wax and drying. #1 selling wax, quick and easy. So the directions say wash car and rinse, skip drying, leave car wet. Shake well, simply spray 1 panel at a time while car is still wet. 2 to 3 sprays per panel as necessary, and then dry and shine at the same time. So we're gonna use the Goat from House of Rags. Isn't that a beautiful color? Really looks good with my pink. I'm going to an 80s party today. Maybe I should just wear this. Anyway, let's see how this works. All right, I just had to bring you in here. So 1, 2 to 3 sprays. I'm gonna use 2. Let's put the Goat here to work. I mean, do you see that? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This product doesn't smell the best, but it's leaving a nice little shine. And that dry off, are you kidding me? Let's get back to work. I'm ogling. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Not bad. Dry off is easy. There's a little slickness there. Pretty good. Okay, so next we have Wet and black tire shine, high gloss, fast drying, no sling. Now, the directions, interestingly enough, say shake well, spray evenly onto a clean, dry tire surface. So definitely clean, definitely dry, but it doesn't tell you right away that you have to use some kind of applicator. Later on in the instructions, it says that for small, intricate areas, you can spray product onto a clean, dry cloth and apply. But the general directions just literally say to spray evenly onto a clean, dry surface and allow to penetrate for 3 to 5 minutes before driving. For maximum shine, repeat application. So I don't know how I feel about just spraying it on the tire with no applicator, but if I were to pick this up in Walmart, you know, wanting to put some shine on my wheel, on my tire, then I would follow the directions. So we're going to do it both ways. We're going to put it on our tire the way that it tells us to, and then we're going to use an applicator because that's the way I would do it. So let's see what it does. Okay, so I'm going to follow instructions, which is spray it on the tire, which I already don't like because it gets on your wheel. So I hope people would know to put it on a towel or an applicator. We're going to come back and see what that does. Not good directions, in my opinion. So we're going to do what I would normally do for the other side. And apply it with an applicator. In fact, I'm just going to come back and do the other side. We're not going to let it sit. The instructions to just spray it on, I don't think so. So, pretty glossy. It says to let sit 3 to 5 minutes, so we're going to come back and see what it looks like. Okay, so here is the hammered interior. Isn't that disgusting? Don't come for me. I have kids. Oh, this is the driver's side. You mean that's me? Makeup on my hands? Gross. I'm nasty, apparently. God. However, this is an interior detailer. It says perfect results without perfection or without perfect application. No need to worry about overspray. Easy to use, safe and effective on all interior hard surfaces. Polymer technology traps dirt in microfiber cloth to clean on the first pass. Okay, so usually, because it didn't say anything about application, you would just spray. So I'm going to try it this way. Take my microfiber. Yeah, well, ew. That did not work. All right. Let me spray it on my microfiber here really quickly. See if that makes a difference. Yeah, definitely gonna need something stronger. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. You can see it's not doing much. Now, because it's just a detailer, you guys, obviously, I would not expect it to cut through this grime, okay? So, okay. But again, I'm trying to come in as somebody who's just trying to wash their car over the weekend. They might not know what an, detailer is. However, you can see that on the areas that didn't have all of that dirt and grime, it actually cleaned it quite nicely. So, no to the heavy dirt. But if you're just using this as a maintenance clean, it looks like it leaves a very nice sheen. It smells okay. The smell isn't bad. So I'm going to come down here where it's not so dirty, where my hands don't normally touch. And, I mean, again, still needs, yeah, hammered. I mean, you could see how hammered this interior is. It needs a deep clean. Yeah, kind of splotchy. In that one area, it cleaned okay, but that one area really had nothing on it. You can tell, obviously, the difference. So yeah, for a quick for an interior detailer, you know, this means it's not going to take away that grit and that grime and that disgusting film. Definitely need a heavier cleaner for that. So if you are going to use this interior detailer, make sure it's literally just to do a quick cleanup. So let's look on the mirror here. You can tell that I have some fingerprints. So that's how it's sprayed. It is dripping a little bit. I kind of like a window cleaner that sticks a little more to your window, but so as a glass cleaner, I'm not mad at it. As a glass cleaner, it actually did a pretty good job. Got rid of those fingerprints. Yeah, I'm gonna need something really heavy for this. Match, lighter fluid, perhaps. All right, so does turtle wax do the trick? Well, yes and no. Coming from someone who has used other products, who have used maybe stronger products for certain things like traffic and road film, you know, those stubborn stuck-on bugs, not having dedicated cleaners for those areas make a difference, especially when you're using a kit that doesn't include things for those problem areas. That's why products for those problem areas were invented, right? We create products, or those who create products do so to solve a problem. That's the point. But for just a clean car on a Sunday, when I want to get on my ride and take it for a drive, does this work? Yeah, it's not bad. It's not the worst at all. Things that we used this Max Power. Now, I did end up going back, putting this in a foam sprayer as it says to do in the directions. Now, it says 1-to-1, 50% strength as I looked at it later, but it said for maximum foam and cleaning, use it at full strength. So I did go back after the initial pre-wash where I used it 1-to-10 in my foam cannon. That is about 900 milliliters of water to 100 milliliters of product, which roughly comes out to about 3 ounces. I probably could have used another ounce, but at 3 ounces, I mean, it wasn't the foamiest of foams, but it did cling to the car. Did it do a great job? I'm being honest here. It's not touchless, which I didn't expect. Did it take off a good amount of the dirt? Yes, it did. It absolutely did. Did it remove a lot of that traffic film that I had on my vehicle? Not so much. I really had to come in with agitation with the soap at the end. Let me grab the soap. Which is their zip wax. So it says to use 1 ounce of zip wax in a bucket. I probably could have used another ounce. I only used 1. Did it work okay? Yes. Was it the slickest soap? For a wash and wax, I expected something way more slick, but it cleaned. It definitely cleaned okay. I then came in with the wheel and tire cleaner. Now this I was most impressed with. If you saw, definitely browned those tires. It definitely cleaned that wheel. This is something for a ready-to-use product, I would definitely use again if I needed it. Absolutely. Came in with the tire shine. I don't like the directions which say to just spray it on the wheel. Please use an applicator. It just makes for less of a mess and better, real estate around the wheel when you're using something that you can actually control. Not bad. Super glossy in my opinion, but kind of a nice smell, and it works okay. Came in with their wax and dry. Again, a product that I'm not necessarily mad at. I do feel like it left some gloss, was easy to dry. No problem. Yeah, it was decent. Absolutely decent. Dash and glass. If you have a hammered interior, this is not going to work. If you want just a light, clean, light dust, this then is something that you would grab for. The window cleaning, though, part of this, the glass cleaning, I thought did a great job. So all in all, for $25 to wash your vehicle on a weekend or during the week when you want to just go in the garage and, spend some time shining up your ride, not a bad pick. Thank you for sticking with me. If you like this kind of content, please hit like, please hit subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.